excited to bring you the gathering of women from St. Petersburg, Florida. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hello, good
Hello.
evening.
Hello.
I am so excited. We have so many people inquiring about this group. This has been the biggest response I've had since we started Dope Black Therapist. So let me get some names out. Alina Stowers, did I say correctly?
Elena.
Elena.
Elena,
Yes.
Samantha Richardson Hardy, Mary Footman,
Mhm.
Connie Going, and
Hello.
Melissa, I didn't catch your last name, Newton.
Newton.
Yes. So I know that we have someone who's off screen who's going to be coming on screen. So hopefully they'll be joining us very shortly. But I would love to ask you the question that everyone is asking. What is the Gathering of Women? Tell us about who you are, how it started, the mission, all of that great stuff.
Okay, I guess I can start and everybody can chime in with me. Well, we started in 2005 as a voice for women, a place where women can actually talk to each other, find out the issues that's concerning us, as well as finding out what's going on in the community. When we first began in 2005, we were mainly concerned about health, our health, because people weren't addressed. You can't address women's issue if you're not a woman. So, you have men who are telling you all about yourselves. And we got together to decide we're going to do something about our own health. So
Hmm.
that started us off. We ended up having a series of workshops with just women, with women leading women, no specific
No.
model, just women getting up and talking about our issues and how we can do something about it. And that's basically how we started discussing women. And we're still about women's issues as well as families, as children, as senior community. And that's when the Gathering Women came about. We went from our health issues to children's issues to seniors issues to babies issues to food. We just grew from
Wow.
2005.
It makes me think about what Oprah says, right? If you address a woman's issues, you address the family's issues and the community
Mhm.
issues,
Mhm.
right? But you first focus on the girl or the woman in the community. What are some things that you ladies
Hmm.
have done since we're talking about went from women's issues, and I'm assuming those are issues like health
Hmm.
issues, medical issues, and then it went to what are some community issues that you're addressing, and what are some programs that you have, and how did you get funded and all that great stuff? I'm trying to be nosy and messy at the same
Okay.
time, nosy and messy.
Anyone you want to tackle that, or you want me to start? Anybody?
Oh,
Um,
I'll jump in with
yeah.
the
Well,
two
I'll talk
issues that I'm
about.
going to.
We went from women's issues to children to family, as you said, and then the pandemic. Then began talking about food, how people are going to survive through the pandemic, how there were no jobs, people were without jobs, and if you don't have a job, you don't have food, you can't pay your rent. We were asked at the onset of the pandemic to fill out a grant. And we can get the grant because they didn't say, okay, we're going to just offer you the money. They gave us the money once we completed it and said, now you start. There was no guidance. You just start. You find yourself where you can get the food. You open up a location, and that's how we started the pantry. And we started at one location, and the lines were lines. There were people there that had never received food before, professionals,
Right.
middle income, and say, I
Mhm.
came for food, husband and wife. I came for food, but I don't want to get on the line. I don't want people to know that we don't have any money, that I lost my job, my wife I lost their job. And those stories kept compounding and compounding till we had people from everywhere coming to our pantry to get food.
Wow.
And still today, in 2024, we're still ordering people, and the lines never stop. We work
So
from
would you
Tuesday to Friday.
so would you ladies say you're seeing a new demographic in people who need your services? So it's not just the stereotype person of being poor. It's
No,
everyone?
no, no.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Wow,
I
that's
think we're
amazing.
breaking up some.
And what we're breaking up? Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
breaking up.
Okay. Am I still breaking up?
I
Can
don't. I hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So
can hear you
maybe
better.
for the people okay. And so I'm hearing there's a food pantry that offers free food. Do people have to volunteer or is it just you ladies who are doing everything? Do the community
We
volunteer into the
well, but we do have, well, yeah, we have people online now come and volunteer who are just getting the food, and they still get food, who are now saying, "Let me help." So they come by and they help us unload, they help us distribute the food to the other individuals that's online, as well as we
wow,
deliver. We
it's
deliver
wonderful.
throughout Pinellas County. So we go from one city in
Wow.
Pinellas County to the other.
Wow. So you
But
actually
we have
deliver to
other
people's
programs
homes.
as well. If any of the other ladies want to touch on some of them,
Yeah, I want to hear about the other programs. This is me being
of
nosy
course,
because I'm,
connection.
'cause I'm so, I'm so curious to hear. It's so rare to see one agency doing multiple things. Usually, one
Hmm.
agency just does a food pantry, but you're doing all these things. So maybe some of the other we can talk about the other programs you're having.
Okay, I'll jump in, and we have two key programs for youth: the Gathering of Women Education Scholarship, the Roger and Renee Ambrose Education Scholarship, where we help high school seniors through college seniors bridge that gap that the financial aid doesn't connect with. There's a disconnect sometimes with the amount of money you need and the amount of money you're going to be awarded. Um, so anyone can apply. Few requirements: you do need to have at least a 3.0 GPA
Okay.
or above. You do have to have community involvement. You have to be active with your church, a community organization, extracurricular activities, academic activities. And then when they get the application, they do have to fill it out. They have to write several essays to us explaining what their activities are, send pictures, documentations, letters from school, from community leaders, saying that they really are in need of these extra funds. And we give every applicant who qualifies $500.
Wow,
Um, we would love to have it more.
that's a lot of money. Five
It
hundred dollars can do quite a bit.
Yes, it
That's,
can. It
ooh,
helps
that's a room
primarily
deposit.
with
That's books.
books and those supplies that you just pens and pencils that you need that you just can't get. And donations are key for this program. The scholars really, really depend on it. And that's what it's on. It's donations from the community, from the organization itself. The Gathering of Women donate for these students because there is a need. We want our young people to be as successful as they can be. And this is one way that we can help them become successful.
Wow. So
Another way that we're helping our young folk, a little younger, we have the Gathering of Women Performing Arts program, held every Saturday morning, 10 to 12, at the Micro School in South St. Pete, 2220 62nd Avenue South. We're there just about every Saturday. The Al Downing Jazz Group is a partner with us. They come once a month and perform and include our young musicians in with them and have them play right along with them. Inspires the young people. There's nothing better than to sit back and hear a professional and a young student playing right along with them and being encouraged all at the same
wow.
time. In our program, all the instruments are free to the musicians.
Wow.
All of the instructors are volunteers, and we have quite a few that belong to the Al Downing Jazz Group. that come and give their time on Saturdays. And we have ages from 3 to 5. That's our preschool movement program. We have 5 wonderful little people. And we have for students ages 6 to 17, they have keyboard, drums, trumpet, the flute. Miss Connie is our flute instructor. Saxophone, guitar, and violin. And our violin instructor, Sam, how old is he? 15?
50, just turned 15.
He just turned 15. Wow. He is a young man teaching other young people the violin. Awesome.
Wow. What a role model.
He is. Yeah. And it is 100% completely free for the families. They aren't.
Everything's free. The instruments, the lessons, everything's free.
Everything.
How do people? And I'm just going to jump ahead because sometimes I save into the ending. So I want people to get an opportunity to write information about your organization. So you said that everything is free.
Everything is free.
And even the scholarship, for people who apply for the scholarships, they get $500, even if they don't get the full scholarship. How do people get into these programs? So if you're in the county, how do they reach you to get into the scholarship program, the performing arts programs, the mentorships? How do they get into that?
Contact Samantha Richardson.
And they can contact the Gathering of Women #2 at gmail.com. And then we can send out, an application to the students who are looking for a scholarship, an application to those little young musicians who want to join the program. So if they contact us through that means, then we can take them from there.
Right. And you said that you get mostly donations, or do you guys get federal?
That's how we survive, from donations.
Wow. And we are always looking for other teachers. Right. It's been an honor to work with these children over the years and watch them just kind of get a taste of something that they might not have ever explored before, and, involve their parents in it. Really, our parents for the music program, we have snacks. We, as they're heading out the door, we ask the parents for the younger ones usually to stay. We're not really a babysitting service, but we, the parents, it becomes a family activity. So we'll have a whole family coming with their children and all different age ranges. And it gives you a chance to explore something very different that you might not get till quite a few later in your school setting. Just that love of music and art. And it really boosts the brain activity. So, we're always looking for donations to get those instruments. And for other teachers, if you played in high school or college, you don't have to be a full professional to be a backup teacher. We'll work together because, it is a huge commitment for the teachers to come every single Saturday. Right. And our teachers are fabulous. They just incredible.
They are. They don't miss a Saturday. They do not miss a Saturday of coming in. And that's how committed they are to the children.
Wow.
If there's some that drive long distance to get to us.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So it takes a village. And it's like you have got all these amazing volunteers. So if I want to be a volunteer, how would we contact you? Do the website, or do we contact Ms. Beatrice? How do we?
Through the website or Gmail, the Gathering of Women 2 at gmail.com.
Okay. And what is the website again?
The Gathering of Women.com is the website. But if they want to get an application, find out more about the program personally, they can contact the Gathering of Women #2 at gmail.com.
Wow. I was going to say, when I was doing this show, people were like, well, why are you doing this when this is not mental health? What I'm hearing is that you're keeping families together, and that impacts mental health. I heard someone talk about brain development. Like when you do performing arts or any structured activity, what it does, it creates discipline.
Yes.
But it also enhances self-esteem, confidence. Like, look what I can do. I can create music, art, dance. So it's amazing how you're pouring into not just the kids, but the families too.
Families, yes.
And you're giving them snacks.
And their snacks, and what we used to do, we used to provide the Gathering Women the snacks ourselves. But we have parents coming in there every week. So they now provide the snacks. Right. So they sign on a calendar what week they'll be bringing snacks. So they become an integral part of the family again. This,
Wow.
there's some are volunteering in the classroom, and other that's their means of helping out by providing something to the program.
Now, like the food pantry, is this income based where anyone can go to it? Like the food
Anyone
pantry,
can come there.
anyone can come. Oh,
Anyone can come. It
same thing with
doesn't
the
matter.
scholarship. Is it income based or anyone can apply?
Anyone. We don't have an income base.
Wow.
Anyone can join.
I think
I would
somebody's
just
going to say something.
I wanted to add about the mental health piece. I'm a social worker, and one of the things that I see is that adults that are struggling have there's sometimes a lack of self-esteem, and what
Mm-hmm.
we're building up with these children and these families is a strong base. We know that food insecurity, that whole element adds to unhealthy development in children. And adding that self-esteem piece, feeling good about that, having your parents be hands-on and involved in a trauma-based community is incredibly important.
Exactly.
Amen. So what I love is that, look, I love that trauma base, right? That you're doing the intervention. You're
Yes.
breaking a generation pattern of trauma, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're creating a healthy adaptation, a healthy coping mechanism, a
Mm-hmm.
resiliency.
Exactly.
Since you
And
mentioned,
children need structure, so that's part of it all too. When they see adults involved in what they're interested in,
yes,
I think that helps also with mental health too.
absolutely. Can
Mhm.
you? I do know that one of your programs involves food in terms of gardening or
Oh
something.
yes.
Can
Yeah.
you speak to that because I'm hearing
Yeah.
food insecurity, food desert.
Yes.
Mhm.
Can you speak to that?
Yes. That the garden is a children's garden basically, and it was named after one of our members who passed away. So we call it Miss Joe's Garden, and we did have an opportunity to name it before she did pass away. So she was ecstatic when she found out. She didn't know we were going to name that garden after her, and it's at one of our technical college, Pinellas Technical College, who gave us a piece of property and said,
Wow.
cultivate it. This is yours. You teach the kids, adults, how to garden. And that's what we do. The kids learn science out there. They learn math out there. And you're talking about the best little gardeners you can find. They know how to set up a garden themselves. There's ownership there. And each one of the children owns a piece of that property. So they take care of it. So whatever is grown there, whatever's harvested there, that's theirs. So ownership, self-esteem is there because look what I grew.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if
Yeah.
they can share with their partner, because each one has their own little lot of property, and if they grow so much that they can't take it all home, they try, they share it with their friends in the garden. So that's sharing.
Wow.
So they come out there. When we first began, it was lessons, and we still provide lessons to them. But now they can come out there and they know how to weed their property. They know how to plant in their property. They
Right.
know when it's time to harvest in their property. So they're little farmers, and that's what I call them.
Wow.
Little farmers. You don't have to tell them anything except what we're doing today, part of our planning with them. And once you sit down with them, we have our discussion at the beginning, they take off.
Wow.
And I mean,
Mhm.
they grow everything from collard greens and cabbage and tomatoes and what is what do they have out there? Fruits. Really, raspberry. Have a raspberry tree. They grow everything. Onions.
Wow.
They grow everything out.
That's amazing.
It is. It's
And
amazing to see children so involved in earth, in
yeah,
science,
yeah,
and then come back and tell you what they did.
yeah. And just the idea that this is occurring in a city, where
Yes.
there might be food insecurity. It gives
Hmm.
families an opportunity to access fresh fruit, fresh vegetables in a community.
Exactly. And then if we have an abundance of, because our cabbage grows wildly out there, they donate it to the pantry because
Wow.
you can't. It's so much you can't take it home. So that bunch of whoever owns that, and most of them do own that little patch, they then send it over to the pantry so others can enjoy the food that they produced.
Wow. So there's a whole cycle that happens.
Absolutely.
It goes back to building that community, supporting that community. Wow.
Exactly.
Tell me about some other programs. Any other members tell me about some other programs? I'm just impressed. I'm like, wow. Just hearing this collective experience.
Connie plays an integral part as well as Melissa. So let's start with Connie and what she does and how we're all engaged together.
Oh my gosh, the Gathering of Women for me has just been such a lifesaver. I have an agency for adoption in the heart of St. Petersburg, and my mothers come. Our goal is to keep babies from going to the department. If there are no family members, if the if the mom has really made a decision and a choice to place a child, we really, really want to support them. And, the fact is, there's a lot of conversations that can happen, in the African American community about adoption. And not only do we have families of color that are waiting, we have birth mothers who don't know that this is an option. Our laws are changing every day.
Right.
And we really are, the Gathering of Women has been essential in getting us the necessities for some of these moms who are homeless, who are sleeping. I had an 8.5-month-old pregnant woman who was sleeping under a bridge.
Wow.
The poverty and the trauma in the community. I mean, these are babies who from in utero are exposed to that, and helping those moms make a decision that is right for them, for their family, for their life, and really supporting that, engaging their family. And then, for families that are waiting, it's very hard. When you are an African American family and you want to adopt an infant, people don't talk about this. And I think we need more conversations about this, because, I think that the adoption industry, I'll call it what it is, has done a pretty good number as far as taking advantage of women over the year, especially in our community. And it's why I created this agency, to really we're in the Sanderland Center, we're at the heart, to really support women in their choices. And they should have a right to have an African American family if that's what they choose. And our families are out there. So Gathering with Women has always just listened to me and my passion and my ranting, and they're like, what can we do to help? We need furniture, we'll get furniture. We need this, we get this. And they, we stay with our moms long term, whether they place or not. Sometimes the children go into foster care when they don't place them. Or they go to relatives. I mean, it just is, we have to step up and talk about, what is happening in our community. And Gathering of Women has been essential in wanting to look at possible housing. I think, and Melissa, we've talked about that.
Right.
Someplace to where, hotels are, even for a roach infested hotel right now in our community, we're looking at over $1,000 a week.
Yes.
And you can't survive on that. It's very, very difficult.
Yeah, I definitely got involved because I was, at the time when I got involved, it was 2018, I think I joined, and I was looking for a women's group to help the community in some form or fashion. And when I think my husband won an award, or our family won an award that year, I think. And when they presented what the group did, I said, you know what, this might be the group so I joined. And
what made this a group for you? I'm just curious. What made this a group for you? Out of all the groups you could have picked.
Well, you know what? The reason why I joined is because, I'm the kind of person, I don't meet just to meet, but it appeared to me that this group met and did the work. They went out in the community and actually did it. So when they spoke it, they did it. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the groups that I was involved in, they met, we're going to do this, and we got goals and this and that, but they never followed through. So I felt like this group had a lot in the fire, but they acted on it. So I felt like this was the group for me at that time. And as and I also was involved in the pregnancy center with St. Pete, and my heart was for those young women that actually became pregnant at a young age, and I helped out with that. So I felt like this group just poured out, their hearts to the community and actually acted on it. So that's why I joined.
Yeah. It sounds like the pregnancy center gives young women an opportunity to be supported, regardless of what
Mhm.
choice they make.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I like what you said about sometimes in our community, the African American community, we don't talk about that choice,
right,
right? It becomes
right.
taboo. I thought about Nat King Cole's daughter, who made
Mhm.
that choice and who was shoved, put away and then came back, not pregnant.
Mhm.
No one talked
Mhm.
about
Right.
what happened to the baby until she became 30 something. Right?
And not only that we help the community, but as women, we meet and collaborate with each other and enhance everybody's skills within the membership. So to me, it's sort of like helping women within the group too,
Oh, I
Exactly.
love
Yes.
it. Can we talk
right?
more about that? I love that. Let's talk a little bit about that because I think that's why I was so attracted to this group when I heard about it. I was like, wait a minute, women cultivating women and their communities. Can you talk about more about that, of how women pour into other women?
Yeah, well, I think what happens when you join a group of the same species, let's say,
Right.
we know we know our weaknesses and we know exactly our strengths, right?
Mhm.
So maybe Mary or Samantha has a weakness in this sort of uh, position, but Melissa has strength in this. So we come together and we make it work. And I think that's important when you join a group, you find
Mhm.
somebody with the strength and collaborate that way.
Yeah. But there's this myth that women can't work together.
Oh no.
There's
Exactly.
that huge myth,
Exactly.
right? That we are
That's true.
competitive or we're catty or we're too
Mhm.
argumentative or
Right.
something. So
Right.
you're debunking the myth that women can work together.
They
I think so.
absolutely
I think so. The strength is in what? Unity? The strength
unity.
is in
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
So
One thing about the group, I agree with Melissa, is for some reason there's about 20 of us, and we're a
yes.
small group. We just work a lot. But within our group, there's no cattiness. There's
Mhm.
no I'm better than you. I can do
Right.
that better than you.
There's
So
no drama. We don't
yeah,
do
there's no
drama.
drama.
Early drama.
Put it perfectly. There's
And
no
what I like is, I work full time, but where I find a time I can, I try to put 100% of my time where
Mhm.
I can,
Right.
right? Because if there's a lot of us, right, maybe 5 of us can do, one program and 3 of us can do another program. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
it's not like I noticed that Samantha doesn't usually stress on everybody has to be on one program, right?
No.
Right.
Mhm.
She kind of reaches out to whomever is available,
Mhm.
or and use them in that arena. So
Yeah.
I like that
Yeah.
also.
So it's really a collective experience where one person is not forced to carry the whole load,
Oh no.
Right,
and you look at what your strengths and weaknesses are and availability
right.
and
Mhm.
take
Those
away that guilt
availability,
feeling. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it sounds like
Exactly.
that's what trickles down to the participants.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Exactly.
Are there any other programs that we haven't mentioned? Because you ladies do everything.
Oh
I'm just
God.
impressed.
We do, and I thought Mary never came on, but she was going to talk about we honor people in the community every April. It's the third Sunday in April, and we look at people who are working in the background, doing what they do to strengthen our community. The champions of champions. They work hard, and you don't hear about them. Those are the people that we look for. Every year, I ask people to the community to send us names of people who they feel have contributed to the community
Just
and
in
have
St.
done great.
Petersburg or any place in
The
Florida?
Tampa Bay area, the Tampa
Okay.
Bay area, they can come from anywhere. and we get a lot of names, and the committee comes together and they vote on them. And these people are all deserving of an award. They come from education to health to nutrition, volunteering in different aspects of the program. So those are the people we honor every year. We honor from 13 to 15 individuals, even young men and young women of distinction, young folks who are doing their thing in the community while going to school and becoming active in the community, active in their school, and still staying as an A student. We honor those two young people, young men of distinction and a young woman of distinction. So we have a beautiful ceremony. This is our 15th year, come April 21st, of honoring people in the community. Yeah, so it's a pretty, for me, a pretty rewarding experience to help, to watch so many people cultivate our community, cultivate the organizations that they belong to, whether it's a church, because we do honor pastors, or whether it's a community center or an education facility. Those are the people that we look at, and those are the people who we honor every year for the work that they do. And you don't have to see them on TV and say, "Oh, we're going to honor them." No, that's not the people who we're honoring. We're honoring people who are working in the background and make this community effective and then make it for what it is. A great
unspoken heroes.
Yes, the unspoken hero. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, because sometimes, if I look at a show like Essence Award Show or Black Girls Rock, they honor amazing people. But sometimes they don't notice the people who are in the smaller communities, whose names are unspoken, but who've changed lives. Like, this organization is such an organization that would be such befitting of a Black Girls Rock. So anyone who watches this show who knows somebody, nominate this group. Essence Award, nominate this group. Or at least like and subscribe this video and get the word out, because it's organizations like this that sometimes go overlooked, but the work doesn't go overlooked in the community.
Right.
Because I know that you also do things with seniors. Can anyone speak to that?
Yes.
And the Christmas thing, I know that because I've been hit up for some money for Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Can you speak about that?
Well, anybody?
Well, we have that senior Christmas dinner every year.
Yes.
And we cook and serve and decorate.
Yes.
It's a fun time because there's a lot of church members that I know that come out in my church, seniors, and they come out and indulge with the Christmas dinner. And it's just a fun time to meet Santa Claus and eat and fellowship. And every year, I think like I said, I joined in 2018. Every year it grows. There's more and more people coming out. So yeah.
So how small was it in the beginning and how big is it now?
Oh, it was. I would say we started. It was probably about 70-ish, about 70 people, and it's well over 100, close to 200 people that come out now to have dinner and see Santa, and Santa brings some gifts.
Yes.
Can we talk about the gift program? Because I know that I've been
for the children, we have a Christmas program. And this is for children, again, in the community whose parents may not be able to afford a Christmas gift for their child. So it's some of our children in our program, and our music program, and our garden program, and then children from the various organizations in the community send us names every year, for children that are really in need of a Christmas gift. And we send those names out to people like Dr. Candice and others, and ask them to sponsor a child. And each year, the number grows bigger and bigger of people who are willing to sponsor a child or children. So if an organization comes to us and they have one child in their organization, we sponsor the whole family. You can't have one child getting a gift without giving sister and brother a gift as well. So that too has become quite big. and those children get some really nice gifts, very nice gifts, and the faces on those babies when Santa hands them their gifts every Christmas.
Wow.
Um, it's beautiful. It really is beautiful. It makes you feel good about
Yeah.
what you're doing for the community and for those particular families.
Wow. How
And
big
then
does a family have? Is there a limit on how many families you take? It's like,
no, no, it doesn't matter how many children there are in the family. You know, the need is there. And I think last year, I think we had about 275 families that we serviced. So they actually have Santa's Day, of course, and they have a lunch, and they do some kind of activities, whether
mhm.
it's making ornaments for their mom, making a card for their mom, and making a card for the sponsor that
Wow.
sponsored them. So it's a really very nice affair for the children in the community. And then we have Thanksgiving for the
Mhm.
community. There we too, we cook and we
Right.
serve. But it's for the seniors and for the entire community to come out and break bread with us.
That's huge. So if for people who want to get involved with that, how do they do that? If they want to give donations or they want to be Santa Claus, I know that we've gotten a list of maybe 7 families, and we'll
Right.
go shopping and we'll send stuff, via Amazon. How do other people get involved?
They can get in contact with us. And if they're interested in sponsoring a child for Christmas, again, they can contact the Gathering of Women, number 2 at gmail.com,
Mhm.
or get on our website at thegatheringwomen.com.
Right.
And that way we'll know what you'd like to do, whether you'd like to donate to the music program, the garden, or be a family who sponsors other families each year, or women helping other women that Melissa is involved in, or
Mhm.
Connie's program advocating for adoption. So
Wow.
they can contact us, and we can put the word out on education and things like that. And this is our annual campaign for donations, where we're seeing, and you would think that we're getting a lot of money with all these programs. We don't.
Mhm.
There's not a lot of money come to you, federal, state, no?
No, no. We do a lot of this on our own or from people on the outside who help us
Wow.
through their donations. So small program like the garden, the city of St. Pete will give us a small donation that helps us out there. So we'll have the plants we need, we'll have the soil that we need, and that's annual. They give us a small grant to keep that program going. But as of that, any other programs, so as I said, this is our annual donation campaign where they can contact us. We can send them letters, tell them what to do. They can give us donations. They could specifically say, I want this to go, or I want to help the women helping other women, or the adoption program, or the music program. But we do have a letter that we can send out to each one of them, and telling them what the need is, and
Right.
if they can help us with our annual campaign donation.
Right. And do they get a tax write-off? Can you get one of those nice letters
Yes,
saying?
yes,
Awesome.
ma'am. Yes,
Awesome.
they
Awesome.
can.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Awesome.
They
You
can
just you
definitely
ladies
get
do
one.
a lot. Any
Yeah,
other
we
programs
do.
that we haven't mentioned? Because it's just
Oh
amazing
God,
how much you do, and there's 20 of you. Wow,
20. Might
it's
be
amazing.
23 now. We got a couple new members.
And if people want to become members, how do they go about doing that? Do they just contact?
Contact us. And you know what? They don't have to be visible all the time. We have members who work in the background who may not be able to come to the events or help out at the events,
Mhm.
but they can work in the background. They do things at home, or they do things in for an event and send it to me, and then I'll bring it in. So if they're not there, if they're out of the state of Florida, and they say,
Mhm.
"Look, I want to help out. I just can't be in Florida." Get in touch with us,
Wonderful.
and we can talk about ways to help us.
Awesome. Awesome. And if there's a young lady who needs support, how do they
Mhm.
contact you, ladies? Or there's
They
a
could,
family who wants a child, how do they contact you?
that's Miss Connie.
Well, yeah, for the adoption piece, it would be probably through my website, which is www.goingfamilies. My last name is Going, so we have goingfamilies.com.
Can you say that again? Because people
Okay,
may like me, like they ain't their pencil. So for
that's
those
okay.
of
Just
you who
think
want to know how to help,
goingfamilies.com. So like you're going, but not gone, goingfamilies.com. I'd love to hear from them and get them hooked up, and we'll all the Gathering of Women will always support the process. And we're really just trying to do great in the community. I just feel so lucky to be part of these women.
oh, that's one. They're blessed to have you. I mean, with all the things that are happening with women's rights, it's nice that there's a place for women and families to come to support a woman's decision, period, but also support her decision if she decides that she wants to be the birth mother of a child that belongs to an adoptive mother.
And have an open relationship. I think that's
an open relationship.
That.
And I wanted to stress about the housing in St. Pete is so outrageous right now that I'm trying to find a way to help women get into some sort of affordable home.
Yes.
And there is a person I am working with to see that's what he wants to do. He's actually a realtor that wants to help women specifically to get into affordable homes. So hopefully we can launch that pretty soon. I'm not sure, but we'll see. But that's another avenue that
And if that is something you're passionate about, join us. Come to a meeting and we'll put you on the team.
There you go.
There you go.
And we meet in person, but there's many times we meet right on Zoom. So you don't even have to leave your house. You can go right on Zoom, and we have our meetings there.
Awesome. And for that, they have to go to the website, gatheringofwomen.com.
Gatheringofwomen.com.
Wonderful, wonderful. It's amazing all the work you do. I hope that everyone who watches this, subscribe, contact them. I don't know what the fundraiser goal is, but whatever it is, let's try to beat it. Thank you, ladies. And before I let you go, are there any advice or any words you would give to people? I just want individually, what is some advice or some words or requests that you would like to personally make to anyone who's watching this?
My request is always helping the organization. That's my biggest thing. I'm always calling people. I'm always texting. I'm always emailing them. Help us out as much as you can. We run some pretty decent programs. I would say pretty good programs helping families. So if you can contribute to our campaign, get in touch with me at thegatheringofwomen.com or thegatheringofwomen2@gmail.com.
I want to say that if you know somebody who knows somebody who can help this organization, like and subscribe.
There you
go to their website and pass it on.
Yeah.
I would just want to add to that if you're out there and you're struggling, don't be afraid to reach out to us. We all are just caring individuals in this community who want to help you. And if you're in our community and you're driving through, open your eyes to what's around you and what's happening. Because it's changing and the needs are everywhere. We desensitize ourselves from seeing them, but they are there. So grasp them and be part of the change.
And I would say if you have great ideas and you're on the fence of joining a group, our group is, we're doers. So come on along and help us out.
And we need your time, talent, and your treasures.
Yes.
We need that. Our children need that from you.
Absolutely. What comes up for me is if you want to break the cycle of poverty, join this organization.
Yes.
Because you're addressing so many needs, from educational to housing to medical to esteem, all of that stuff. So I want to say thank you on behalf of your community. You make a difference. Thank you. And I hope that everyone will give you your flowers because you deserve it. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And for everyone else, like and subscribe. Get the word out about these amazing women. Have a good evening, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.